So we're fixing to talk about this wood, how bad it is, the adversities we're facing with it, what we're having to do different to make it work for us, and hopefully, maybe, fingers crossed, we're gonna go find something else to cut and give us a little bit of break on this. So we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about what's going on out here on the job, get y'all caught up. Y'all hang out. Let's get this video started. Before we get this video started, y'all go down below, like the video, comment, subscribe for me if you're not already subscribed. We better get out of here. This dude's gonna run me over. Well, it's Monday. Discarding of some paper products. Our wood ain't got no better. Limbs on it's tough. It is Monday and it has been a Monday. Got here this morning. We knew I knew I had this one issue with the 620. Where there's a heater valve, an electric heater valve under the cab. On the, it'd be the, if you're sitting in it looking forward in the machine, it'd be the back left corner of the cab. And my uncle had a stick run up in there and break the nipple off of the end of it. So I knew I had to fix that this morning. I don't have one. So what I done was I went and bought a pair of vice grips and I just crimped the line off in front of the heater valve. Even if you shut the heater valve off on the side of the motor, it was still leaking water. So I just crimped it off right in front of the valve where it was broke and got it to stop leaking. And then as I was working on that, Michael, I mean, we may have skidded half a load of wood this morning. He come up here and was like, I got a blow line, and he blew a line on the bottom left cylinder on the machine for the boom. I got no video of any of that because it is super hard to, one, get y'all good video of, you know, what's going on inside the machine when I'm working on it. And then two, like this big camera here, I'm not touching it with dirty hands. And then the GoPro, it's just hard to get a good, you know, get a video started when you're in the middle of that elbow deep in grease and oil and whatever else. It's one of the things that sucks about being the guy that, you know, is responsible for tending to most all this stuff, is when the mechanicing and whatnot like that goes to taking place, unless it's something pre-planned. I don't have the ability to go grab a camera and here, watch this. So I just let y'all watch Mickey work while I tell you what happened, and hopefully that's good for y'all. So anyway, we're just it's a little bit before lunchtime now, and y'all see we got a little bit of a wood pile out. We have no trucks. I had no trucks all morning. We had nothing out, so I shut the trucks off early this morning. I didn't even let the trucks come out. We sent them to our other job, and then we broke down, so then they went back to the other job. So they were over there about an hour ago getting loaded, and they should be on their way by now. But anyway, so that gets y'all caught up on where we're at, what's going on. I'm fixing to go get on the rubber tire. See her sitting over yonder just chilling. Nice little fire got going there. It's not cold, but it's fixing to get cold. They're saying it's supposed to be like 42 tomorrow for a high, and like 20 over this way. They're calling like 22, 23 degrees. So it's gonna be cold for our standards, that's for sure. But anyway, I'm fixing to go get on my cutter and start working. Go help Matt. Matt had a pretty good lead this morning. He got a good jump. No skidders were running. He cut till about 9 o'clock with no skidder on him. So I'm gonna go down there and help punch him a few down rows out in this mess. Hopefully we'll have this week and next week here, and we will be done with this trash. Watch Michael sitting over there. I don't know if he's fixing to come in or not. Mickey still got, looks like another bucket or two of wood over there. Usually Michael's good about waiting until Mickey gets all that crap cleaned up. But if you just keep piling it in there on top of your loader, man, whenever it's little old bitty crap like this, what trash you picked up on the bottom of your pile when you was building your drag down there, it all gets on top of the wood that he may have cleaned up over there, and there may be some wood that's crossed up or something when he picked up his last bucket, and it could be crossed up, and when Michael runs in there, he's gonna break it. So yeah, Michael's pretty good about working, which that's his brother. If he don't work with him, he'll take him home and work him out. Yeah, see, that's all he had left was that little old bitty bucket there. I preach it in a lot of videos. We pride ourselves in working with each other versus working against one another. Most skidder drivers, they'd have just poured that in there. I gotta get on my cutter. Y'all hang out. Not sure what else we're gonna get. Sure we're gonna get something. There gotta be something else to go on around here today. And we'll be back in a minute. So I didn't get anything else for y'all on Monday. Today is Tuesday. Well, y'all watch Mickey load this truck. Kind of catch y'all up on what we got going on. So our Forester come out and made a little quick loop through this mess. And I mean literally quick, like 5 minutes quick. And he come back to the road and he said, "My God, I didn't think this stuff was that bad. I'm gonna go look, see if I can find y'all somewhere else to go." We start squaring this up maybe. So hopefully they're fixing to find me somewhere else to go. Stuff is bad, man. And the process side of things, I mean, it's bad on Mickey. I mean, but once you get the wood actually processed, it's not that bad wood. It's just everything it's taken to get the wood processed. I mean, Mickey is all the way down to like 80 cords, well, I guess with our weight, our tonnage, our normal weight we're normally hauling, he's probably still somewhere around 100 cords, 95-ish, just to be safe. He's probably got 95 or so cords in a day's time that he's processing and loading. I mean, when we're in our normal stuff, he can pump out, 160, 150 cords of wood a day. So it's some bad stuff. It's hard on the shears, it's hard on the skidders, it's hard on the loader, it's just hard everywhere. So anyway, we're gonna go down there in the woods in a minute. We're gonna kind of walk, and I'm gonna show y'all what's going on with it. Kind of give y'all a first-hand view of everything, and kind of give y'all some good detailed information on. I'm not just that we're not just crying, I guess you'd say, over bad wood. It's just this is a business, and you have to meet a minimum amount to make it worth doing. And if it's not worth, if you're not meeting that minimum requirement, some changes have to be made. We don't mind coming and working a week or so here and just kind of eating it and just breaking even, so to speak. But there's at least 2 more weeks here, and we just can't, we need to be moving wood. We got a good dry patch. So anyway, kind of got y'all caught up on where we're at, and I got something cool in my hand here. This is a chain link off of the, get over here in the sun, there you go. This is a chain link off of the chambers. It was found right at the step of where Mickey crawls up on his loader. It's these things, they just wear thin, and I'm not sure if you can see it here or not, but it just wore thin and snapped. But so that's why if you ever encounter one of these things in the woods, you one, never get behind it ever, as it'll kill you. 2, you always be careful walking, even on the roadside of things, because it will throw something at you and kill you. So, not sure what they got. I think a piece fell down in the trailer. Truck driver's having to jump out and get it out. That's one other thing that's a little bitty mess, is you'll have little old pieces break, and then it falls down in the frame of the trailer, and then all in those airlines, and then you gotta stop and get that mess out, and pain in the butt is what it is. It is crazy cold today. Crazy cold. I don't think our high today is going to be about 42 degrees. Tonight it's supposed to be like 20 when we come back here in the morning. So for you Canadian folks up yonder, we hate y'all's weather. Y'all can have it back. Your weather's drunk. It's down here. Come get it. Take it back home. We don't want it. 32 degrees every once in a while is cold enough for us. Y'all come get this 20-degree mess. We don't want it. But so yeah, anyway, we're just trying to make the best of a crappy stand of timber. Before anybody says anything, well, why is he loading or pulling that wood through his box when he's got a big pile all the way around him? He should be loading that. If you paid attention to that, which it might have been kind of hard to see on the camera because I'm a little bit away from him, that they got a drag over there under the loader that isn't processed yet, and it's got some bad bushes in it and a bunch of that little old bitty stuff. Instead of having to dig all them bushes and stuff out, he'll take some of this good clean wood that he's got, put on the sides, kind of build a, make a belly in the middle with his good clean wood on the sides, and then he'll grab a bucket of that nasty stuff, run it through the box, knock the tops out of it, and throw it on the truck. You don't gotta worry with it no more. So anyway, I thought I'd stand here and let y'all watch Mickey kind of load this truck. Not every day you get to see one get loaded with the butts backwards like that. Some people find it neat, some people find it dangerous, irritating. I don't know what y'all find it. I figured I'd show y'all that the chain link I thought that was pretty. I mean, I see them all the time, but it's still amazing to me that those chains, they wear down and they just sling in half like they do. We've had them wear down right at the drum and sling the whole chain link. There's 13 of these links together is what makes your chain. There's 13 of them on the top. You know, they're 13 links long, and then the bottom chains are 8 links long. And we've had them wear the bottom chain most especially and sling the whole chain back out of the drum, slap beside the loader and ding it up. We've had windows knocked out. We've had trucks hit. So we always try to set up like you see right now with the box on the trailer side of the trucking. So the trucks are never setting straight across from that box and it's slinging stuff. Because even though you have those curtain chains on the box, it will still sling stuff out the front. Big wood chunks and everything else. We've had it sling the chunks out of that box so hard before it knocked the top smooth off a breather. We've had them break CB antennas off the trucks. Never had a window knocked out to my knowledge. I may be lying to you. Like your little blinkers on top of your fenders there, we've had those knocked off, not completely off, but like loose and everything. That thing does some damage. But anyway, he's almost done with this truck, and I'll get down there in a minute to the woods, and we'll do a good close up of what we got going on down there. So y'all just hang out, and we'll be right back. All right, so we'll start off up here in the access, kind of showing y'all kind of what we got going on here. So we're just doing a typical, we're not matting or shoveling or, you know, building wood roads or however you want to call it. Where this stuff is producing plenty of slash to build the access road out of. I mean, even if it was just dry summertime and it wasn't winter time, we was trying to keep an access underneath us. Skidder drivers are always going to put their trash in this access. It just smooths it up. Any little stumps that may be left behind from the cutters, most especially if it's bedded, whenever you're skidding on bedded timber, which means the tree is planted up on a bed of dirt, kind of like a corn plant, corn rows, stuff like that. It makes it extremely rough. So they'll fill it all in with this slash and build them a nice smooth access road. So everything that's coming out of the back of the delimitator, and y'all can look over there and see, they keep a pretty good pile of that trash pushed up at all times. And basically in this stuff, it's making so much trash. One skidder is keeping 2 cutters, just bowed up in this. Well, I say bowed up. I got plenty of time to kind of tend to my stuff, but Matt stays pretty busy. So one skidder's pretty well skidding all of the wood. Well, it has skidded all of the wood off of this side. The second skidder is doing nothing but keeping that box clean, keeping the set pushed up clean, stuff like that. He's I hear Michael coming behind us. So the tigercat skidder is doing nothing but what we call trash duty. He's just keeping everything clean in the set. We'll let y'all watch Michael come past us here. Move over out the way so we don't get ran over, however you would like to pronunciate it. That's just a big old skidder. I think a while ago, Mickey actually, you can see that's going to be my down row wood. It's pretty clean. But I'm running over a bunch of this trash. Anyway, Mickey counted a while ago. There was 72 trees in one drag, and it wasn't even a maxed out drag. You don't want to build a super big drag out of that mess, because if you go to getting too big and you miss it by just a little bit, like you overdo it just a little bit, or your grapple don't quite get everything grabbed nice and, cinched down nice and tight, that thing will blow that drag up. When I mean blow it up, what that means is there'll be butts slid all throughout the drag of wood, broke up, crossed up, everything you can think of. And the loader man will want to punch the skidder driver in the face whenever he gets it. So in this situation, more especially since he's keeping up with his cutters, it's best to kind of go just a little light of quite, brimming full. The thing's awful quiet too whenever it's cold outside like it is. It sounds like he's at an idle when it comes by, but that machine's wide open. But anyway, I kind of got off track there a little bit. So this is what it looks like after we've thinned it. Y'all can kind of look and see there's just a bunch of, let me see if I can point one out here. It's dark on my camera screen. I have the screen brightness turned way down. There's a tree, this little bitty one right there, and then there's some more out in that middle. All that is unmerchantable to us. It's trash, and it'll never grow, and it will never be a merchantable tree, because those little trees will die before the second thin. When you get into a stand like this, the best thing you can hope for is to get in and open it up enough that your dominant trees, like this one here, has, it gets enough room now that it can continue to grow. Otherwise, this is as big as those trees are going to get. They'll get taller, but that is as big around as those trees will possibly get. I mean, they may grow, another inch or two, but instead of putting on, 5 inches to a second thin, if it grows like it's supposed to, you're gonna get like nothing. So yeah, it just, and I'm pretty sure y'all might be getting wind noise too, because it is like 25-mile-an-hour winds out here today. You can watch them tops blowing around. It's super windy. But like over here, the seated in stuff got even worse. So we didn't hardly thin any of that down through there. It's trash to us. There's even if we could cut that stuff, even that other mill that we can sell this stuff to, they're not gonna buy it. Just plain and simple, they're not gonna buy it. And not to mention that little bitty stuff like that, when you start putting it through the chambers literally, I had somebody ask me the other day how the chambers doesn't turn the trees into mulch, and it does if you leave them in there too long. But like that little bitty stuff right there, all this little bitty stuff you see in the stand still, just the second it hits the chambers chews that mess up. And then you end up, if you have a bucket full of that, a mixed bucket full of, this nicer stuff that you see standing here, that's going to come out of the down rows, and then a bunch of those little bitty whips mixed in with it. When the chambers hits the little trees, it's going to bust all that mess up, and it's not going to be any more good. Literally, you may have 8-foot pieces of tree there, and then it scatters all in your pile when you're trying to stack it, and it's just it's a nightmare, y'all. That's all it boils down to. I'm just trying to explain and show to y'all kind of what we got going on, give y'all a better understanding of the struggles of working some of this small stuff like this. Y'all can see what this is, a thinning row that has been skidded on a little bit, and I believe Matt downrode. No, this is that down row I cut yesterday. Matt thinned it this morning. But I mean, like that little bitty one there that's laying to itself, there's sometimes you're just gonna get some of that mess in your drag, and there's nothing you can do about it. Get out of Michael's way again. I think he's on my down rows, but y'all can see even the down row wood. Yeah, he's still on my down rows because this hasn't been, well, he may be on thinning wood because that ain't been skidded on or anything. And that's something else you can't really do. You can't really do a whole bunch of skidding over the top of this because it scatters. Then, I mean, and that's another thing. I hate cutting this stuff because you look over there and see all that stuff just left laying down. Like that bigger tree, we'll pick that up. But all that stuff, like this here, that's gotten bumped. He bumped that with the saw. This one here just got lent over because of that one. It just looks like crap. It just, nothing in this is going, even if they fertilize the holy hell out of it, this is never going to grow and make a good stand of timber. There's going to be some decent trees in it, but this is never going to make a good stand of timber. So something else I done this morning, kind of show y'all too. So, you know, there's no rows in this. There's no planted rows to follow. So you're just having to go on your own. You're just having to go on your own and make your own rows down through here. Well, you see how this one here, he goes straight for just a little bit and then it hooked right. What happened was Matt was cutting his own down rows, and it's nothing that he done wrong, but you get this false sense that you're going straight sometimes when you're cutting these rows, and you'll just start bending a little bit one way or the other and not realize it, and then 2 or 3 rows later you end up with a big hook like this in it. And then I come down here this morning, I believe this next row should be it, and I done what I called straightening the rows out. It literally means what I've done. I cut this with the rubber tire this morning. This was my first row that I cut, and then I went down it, and every so far down there that the timber got wide enough for me to punch another finger or a row off in it, I knocked holes in the timber for Matt to get in it and thin it with the track cutter. But this is a row that's been unthinned. I've just downrode it. I mean, y'all can see what's here to be taken out. Anybody who does thinning, I mean, you can look at this mess and see what I'm talking about and understand. It's a nightmare. It's just straight up nightmare. But and like this little bitty tree right here, if it makes it to the set, we'll process it. But that stuff's just gonna lay there and rot. It would have died regardless whether we cut it and processed it or not. It's just gonna die. I mean, we try and get the majority of it, but you can't spend all day with your skidder down here fishing up these little single trees like this that scoot out of the drag as they're cutting or working. I think Matt's doing another down row on his own. I'm not real sure, but that's a row that he downrode and thinned a while ago. You can see all the timber still on it down through there. Yeah, sounds like he's over here. Take y'all over here and let you see this. It's really bad, beside the road that we're at. Yeah, he's down there. But you see how he kept his rows going nice and straight. And you can see where Michael's at down there. And then you see the daylight on the other end of the timber that looks, so I can zoom y'all in. Where it timber on the other end down there looks like it's been thinned already. That's the side of the road I was showing y'all in the other day's video with the skidder doing the mats. And this down through here is our access that I have laid out in front of us, and where you see the daylight down there, which is roughly 100 yards or so ahead of me. That is all we have left from right here to there. So we have about a 100-yard strip, and those rows are getting shorter and shorter and shorter every trip down them because the road is coming in at an angle back there. But anyway, and y'all can just see it is just a wall of timber and trash and bushes, and it is just not fun at all. I mean, I guess that's why they call it work, because it can't always be all fun all the time. But like I said, you're running a business, and your business has to be, meet a minimum to stay in business. And there's some weeks throughout the year in logging you're just gonna have to eat a few bad weeks here and there. But if they can move me around and keep me from having to eat a bad week, we ain't eating a bad week, because rain will come eventually, and we're gonna have a bad week we're just gonna have to swallow. Watch Michael turn out of his down row here. You see how he doesn't have the grapple, exactly packed full? That's about 3/4 of a drag or so. But you see how clean that is? The skidder can get a little bit less drag like that and keep it clean, and it helps things speed up. He's keeping the wood under the loader plenty fast enough. We're not having to wait on that. But yeah. So yeah, that's kind of what we got going on. I'm gonna get y'all caught up where we're at, what we got going on. Should give you a little bit better of an understanding of the different situations we get into logging. It's not always, there's never, even from down row to down row, logging changes. So there's never a set way to do this. There's never a set, certain, repetitive, yes, you're coming out here and cutting trees, skidding trees, processing trees, loading them and sending them to the mill. That's the consistent that you're going to have every day. But other than that, how you change to do this stuff, it's all different. It's always changing and stuff. So yeah, maybe y'all understand that a little bit better. Maybe y'all enjoyed that, me explaining kind of what we're going through right now. So anyway, appreciate everybody for watching, and all the new subscribers, appreciate it. Everybody that watches every video, that's been subscribed for forever, really really appreciate it. So if you're not subscribed, please go subscribe for me. It'd help me out a bunch. And make sure you go drop a comment down below or something, and just let me know what you liked about the video, what you didn't like. If there's any questions on this, ask. I'll try and help out the best I can. Hear Michael coming again. We better get out of his way. He's gonna run us over. But anyway, until the next video, we'll catch y'all next time.